Welcome. In this lecture, we'll look at duplicate data. We'll be dealing with duplicate data, and we'll see two methods that will help us deal with duplicated data. One method is called duplicated, and the other method we'll see is called drop duplicates. As usual, we start by importing NumPy as NP, Pandas as PD, and from Pandas we'll import series and data frames. If you haven't imported, please do so. Let's create a data frame and see these two methods. Okay, let's create a data frame, and I'll save it in a variable called data frame. We'll use Pandas data frame method, pd.data frame, and let's create our data frame using a key and value dictionary combo. So let's say key1 as A, and value, let's pass a list of some strings. Let's say 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's make it 10. 4 and 5. Let's pass another key and value combo. Our key will be B, and for values, let's pass a list of alphabets. Let's say X, X, Y, X, Y, Y, X, Y, X, and X maybe. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's good. Let's pass one more key and value combo. C for our key, and for our value, we'll pass NumPy's random method, random.randn, and we'll pass 9. Now let's look at our data frame. This should be 10. Let's run it again and look at our data frame. So we have a 10 by 3 data frame. Now let's just take column B and see which of these are duplicates. So for that, we simply say data frame that we'll use the duplicated method to find out which of the values are duplicated. And then we pass our column B. So this will give us a Boolean result, true or false. So if we run it, the first value for column B is X. So index 0 is X. Is that a duplicate? No, because it's the first time X is appearing. How about the second X here? It's a duplicate. So it will be true. That's because it's a duplicate. So, and then the first time Y appears here, it's not a duplicate. So the value at index 2 will be false. Then next time Y appears, it will give us true. So all the values after index 2, which is index 3 and down, are all true because those are all duplicates. So this is how we can use the duplicated method. If that value is duplicated, or if that value is a duplicate, we'll get true for that. If not, we'll get false. Let's take column A. So if we say data frame dot duplicated, and then pass column A. So in this case, the first value 1, it will be false, and then true, true, and then false, then true, true, then false, true, false, false. Let's run it. So false, true, false, false, and so on. There is an argument called keep that we can use with the duplicated method. Let's see how we can do that. So we have our data frame that duplicated, and let's use column B, and let's pass the keep argument, and we'll set that to be equal to last. So what does this mean? This just means keep the last value for the duplicate. So here we have seen it keeps the first value as unique. So the first value is not a duplicate. But if we pass the skip argument and set it to be equal to last, we'll get the reverse of, or the opposite of what we got here. So basically, the last time X appears will be true. So where is X? So the last time X appears here, the last X value will be false, and then true for the remaining X values. And same thing for Y. The last time Y appears will be false, which is here, and the remaining will be true. So we'll get false for rows number or index number 7 and 9. For index numbers 7 and 9 will be false, and the remaining will be true. Let's run it. Let's run it and see. So here you see index number 7 and 9 are false, whereas the remaining are true. It's just the opposite of what we got here. And similarly, if we look at column A, so this will be false, false, false. Indexes 7 through 9 will be false. Whereas, when is the last time 1 appears? So the last time 1 appears is at index 2. So here it will also be false. And the last time 2 appears is at index 5. That will also be false. So indexes 2, 5, 7, 8, 9 will be false. 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. Let's look at that. So data frame that duplicated, we're looking at column A, and they will set keep to be equal to last. So 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, you said 2, 5, 7, 8, 9 are false, and the remaining are true. Now let's look at the drop duplicates method. So data frame that drop underscore duplicates, and then we pass our column B. So this will drop the rows at column B whenever there is a duplicate. So if we look at, let's call our data frame. So it will drop the second column here, since it's a duplicate. It will drop the fourth column, this one. It will drop this, that. So it will only keep the first and third columns rows. It will drop the first, it will keep the first and third rows. All the remaining rows will be dropped. So if we run this, here we see that only the first and third rows are kept, and the remaining rows are dropped, since the values for our column B are duplicates. Similarly, our data frame, let's look at the drop duplicates method on our column A. So data frame that drop duplicates, then we pass our column A. If we look at column A, so this will be kept, this will be kept, this row will be kept, and rows with index 6, 8, and 9 will also be kept, and the remaining rows will be dropped, since the remaining rows are duplicates. Drop duplicates also accepts the keep parameter, so we can say data frame that drop duplicates, let's say column A. It also takes the keep argument or parameter, and let's set this to be last. So what this will do is it will keep the last appearance, the last values, the last unique values, and then drop any other column, any other rows. So for instance, where is our column A? So the last time the value 1 appears is at column 3, in row 3, the third row, so it will keep that, and then it will drop the first 2 rows. Okay, now let's look at the value 2. The last time 2 appears is at the 6th row, right? Index number 5. So it will keep this row and drop the 2 rows above it, which are these 2. And the last time 3 appears in column A is at index number 7. So this row will be kept and this will be dropped. And since the values 4 and 5 appear once, they will both be kept. See, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows as the ones in here, but notice which in the first example rows with index 0, 3, 6, 8, and 9 are kept, whereas in this example rows with index 2, 5, 7, 8, 9 are kept. That's because we passed this argument last. This argument keep and set it to be last. The keep argument also takes the value false. Let's look at an example. So our data frame that drop duplicates, let's say column A, and then we'll pass the keep argument and then set it to be equal to false. So what this will do is it will drop all the duplicates. So if we look at column A, if there are duplicates, it will drop. So we have duplicates for the value 1. So it will drop all the rows that have values 1. So it will drop all the 3 rows. Same thing for the value 2. If there are duplicates for the value 2, it will be dropped. So the next 3 rows will be dropped. Same thing for the value 3. So it will only keep the last 2 rows, which have values 4 and 5. So only the last 2 rows will be kept. See the last 2 rows for values 4 and 5. That's because we are saying, okay, drop duplicates. Which duplicates do I want to drop? all of them, since I'm saying keep to be equal to false. In other words, it's saying don't keep duplicates. We can also pass more than one column in our duplicates method. So we can say data frame that duplicated, and then pass two columns, let's say columns A and B, run it. So we get a boolean of false or true. It basically means if the values in columns A and B are duplicated or duplicates, it will give us true. If not, we'll get false. So for example, if we look at our data frame, so column 1, row 1, for columns A and B, we have 1 and X. Those are not duplicates, since it's appearing for the first time. Whereas here, the second row, the values are appearing again. So we get true. That's what we have here. We have true. And it goes on for the remaining rows. Similarly, we can pass more than one column for the drop duplicates method. Let's look at an example. So data frame that drop duplicates, then we can pass columns A and B. So in this case, let's look at our data frame object again. So let's look at columns A and B. So the first row we have 1x, the second row we have 1x, that's a duplicate, so it will be dropped. And then we have 1y, 2x, 2y, 2y. Here we see that we have a duplicate since 2y is appearing again. And then the rest of the values for our rows are unique, not duplicates. So this method here, data frame that drop duplicates AB, will drop the second row and row number 6 here, since 2 and y are appearing again. So let's run it. So the second row is dropped, which is index number 1, and also the 6th row, which is index number 5, is dropped. So that's how we can pass more than one column in drop duplicates method. Okay, to summarize what we have seen in this lecture, we looked at how we can deal with duplicate data. We saw the duplicate and drop duplicates method. The duplicated method gives us a boolean true or false result, whereas the drop duplicates will drop all the duplicated rows. And we saw that we can pass an optional keep argument, and we can set that to last or false so that it drops a specific duplicate that we want.